Alrighty, so it's been a while since we have compared a lot of these platforms, so like Base44, Lovable, and Bolt. There have been a good few changes with all tools, to be honest. All four of these tools, there's been massive changes over the last 2 to 3 months. So I'm just want to kind of give you an overview of how I'm using these tools now. So first of all, the simple to complex, really. Most of these three here are very easy to use. Cursor is fairly easy to use, even as a non-developer, to be honest, as well. This is probably way out on its own in terms of complexity, but it gives you that much more power, right? So there's much more customization with Cursor. You have to download it to your computer, but of course there's no databases or anything like that. So all these three all have database integration, which makes it super simple now if you just want to launch an app and take on users. What I really think now is that before Lovable and Bolt were very, very similar. But now I feel that these two are becoming more and more similar, Lovable and Base44, really taking up the center, the real beginner stuff. We'll talk about the use cases now in a second. And then Bolt has a lot of similar features, I will say, and you can do basically the same thing in most all of these tools, to be honest. But if there are some nuances, I'd just like to go through those in this video. And Bolt, for example, uses Claude Code. So that just makes it much more powerful. So the way that I'm building now has changed because Bolt allows me to build a massive feature. Like I'm just built like tons of big features there that have takes tons and tons of massive amounts of code, and I probably wouldn't do the same thing if I was in Base44 or Lovable. I'd probably go step by step, like small feature by small feature by small feature, that way of building. Now I just like give a massive feature to Bolt and just like make it, Cloud Code is super powerful. So that's why I am probably using Bolt the most. I've probably used it the most out of all of these anyway. But of course, you could do the same in Cursor. Cursor with Cloud Code could obviously do it as well, or Cloud Code on the web. If you haven't tried that, it's pretty cool as well. You can use that as well. I use it sometimes with Bolt as well. But let's start off with Base44 and Lovable. So a few months ago, Lovable and Bolt had the best design, and Base44 wasn't really good at the design, but I feel like they've kind of gotten a bit better. So you can see just this is what the type of app that I would make now with Base44. Just a small little app, that or website or niche tool or something like that you might call it. So this is a Reddit subreddit finder and analyzer. So quick little tool like that, and it looks nice. I mean, this does look nice and it's easy to use. By the way, you can find all these tools in the description. Another thing new about Base is that you can sell app templates. So I'm going to be having a go at this, to be honest, because people are selling some of these apps. I think I can make more beautiful apps than these and selling them for $150. So there's a little tip for you if you want to get started with Base44. I am using Base44 more and more, and yeah, I suppose I'll tell you why. Is basically, on the front end, kind of like the real simple stuff. Websites not for SEO, like little tools that kind of do stuff. Maybe I don't even want to add users. I just want to make something cool. Then I would use either Base44 or Lovable, but I'm kind of going a little bit more towards Base44. And then yeah, simple AI SaaS prototypes. I guess Lovable would probably be the best for that. Yeah, but you could use any of them, of course, for a little SaaS prototype. I probably wouldn't use Cursor for this one, actually, because the design is a little bit harder to get right. I find, like, I made an app in Bolt, I'll show you now, like as a nice little app to language learning app. And look at the design out of this. This looks really nice, in my opinion. I got a little demo. Now, I didn't spend a lot of time doing this, but it does look nice, right? With the background, it found the picture and stuff like that. So this is obviously just that bit better in design than Cursor. I wouldn't do that. And then let's see the app. And yeah, a simple little app. So, it's super powerful to build all these things in Bolt. But you could see the design it is better and can be better in Bolt and Lovable. Base44, well, some of these templates, they don't look great, to be honest. Yeah, like look at this. It looks very, very vibe coded, but this one's not bad. Looks kind of nice, I think. So does this one. Not too bad, but it doesn't have the purple. But I guess something like this, like an AI SaaS landing page, that one actually looks kind of nice. Remember, there are true beginners doing this. So, they might not be able to make something like this look so nice straight away. So they might be willing to pay. So I also put here for Base44 a simple agents. So in Base44 now, you can actually create agents. So you can just go here, create a little agent so it can go off and do a task. There's tons of integrations with Base44 as well. I know Lovable have tons of integrations too, so it can be cool to add like a Gemini integration. It's got the built-in backend, but yeah, these three all have built-in backends now. They all look fairly similar. Doesn't mean it's not amazing. To be honest, it is amazing that you can have a built-in backend and just prompt your way to a backend is fantastic. And publish, of course. Yeah, so some of the downsides maybe of Base44, I think, is the biggest one here is this: you need to spend $40 a month to connect your own domain. So that's a bit too much, really, if you only want to make a quick website. And I don't think that should be on the $40 a month plan. And then if you move from Lovable from a paid plan to a free plan, it's hard to pay for all of these tools. Then they have that little viral loop thing where it says made on Lovable, which maybe isn't a great user experience for us as builders. So Bolt has tons of new features as well. There's version 2. So you have like a little analytics feature here, which is cool, and the database authentication, server functions, right? And you make the back end do stuff, right? And knowledge base, all that stuff. So yeah, I do really like this Bolt.New app. I'm probably using it the most, to be honest. Then obviously Cursor takes that little bit of a learning curve, but really once you start opening the folders, getting used to that folder use, then just start asking the agent questions. You can change between plan mode. I think it's a very, very good value tool for someone starting off at $20 a month. If you can figure that out, I mean, you can pretty much figure out nearly everything at this point. So yeah, I mean, for absolute newbies, I would start here on Base44 and Lovable. You could also start with Bolt if you really want to get into stuff, but if you really need some powerful stuff going. So, I would make web apps with many integrations on Bolt. Directory websites are still kind of hard to make with these tools. So what you kind of need to do is build like an admin panel. I go through a lot of that in my school community as well. I've been talking a lot about that because I built a programmatic SEO website. So I've been talking a lot about that in the school community. This kind of stuff, which is like a little bit more technical, we're going through in the school community because, I just want to show off the things that are possible. So by directory, I also mean a SEO site, programmatic SEO, where you can just, create hundreds of pages. Power of Cloud Code, obviously, underneath it. So you can just build a kind of a back end and then just like add your topics. So you get Claude to write you 50 topics and then create 50 pages because it's already done. So trying the experiments in the school community, I'll leave that down below as well. So I'm going to be talking a lot about SEO and these tools here in this channel. So you might as well subscribe. I mean, it costs you nothing, helps me. That would be amazing. So yeah, my goal is to create SEO optimized sites for all of these types of tools and for WordPress, stuff like that as well. If you still have websites on WordPress, that is okay, because we're creating this channel really is all about vibe coding and SEO. So if that sounds like something that you like, then subscribe to the channel and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.